Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 217 of the Terminal City FC podcast, part of the Area 51 Sports Network. Josh Gray joined alongside Nate the Dirk as per usual. So the offseason is trundling along for the Whitecaps, and it's preseason. We've got some moves, and the Whitecaps played their first preseason game yesterday. Ended up being a 2-0 loss to FC Policia Zhytomyr, who are third out of the 16-team Ukrainian Premier League.
Yeah, it's the first time. You also got to remember that they're playing a team that's fresh, right in the middle of their season. They're just on their mid-season break, so they're all match fit. I don't read too much into this.
Me neither.
You want to win a few of these, but I'm not too worried about it right now.
Yeah, it's preseason, not much to take stock into since both teams were playing like separate squad lineups anyway.
Yep.
And yeah, there will be more preseason games for the Whitecaps in the next coming days or so, including a couple teams from South Korea.
Yeah, a couple of teams from South Korea, one from Sweden, and another, I want to say Austria?
Or Poland, one of those.
Another, because this one was Poland. Oh, no, Poland. I think you're right.
Yeah, any name with a extremely hard team with an extremely hard name to pronounce, likely from Poland.
5 games. It's pretty good. Again, Marbella, you get to play a lot of teams from all over the world. It's definitely a hotbed for off-season and mid-season training, which is really nice. Even TFC is in Spain right now. I'm not too sure if they're in Marbella, but they did the Spain trip this year as well. So
yeah, I think maybe another couple of other MLS teams are as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had Policia Zhytomyr yesterday on Saturday.
Check.
Yeah, I'll check. IC Sparta Prague B. IF Bromma Pochgarna.
That's a Swedish team. I know that much.
And yeah, the two teams from South Korea, Incheon United FC and Jeonbuk Hyundai Motors FC.
Yeah. Honestly, the South Korean league is a good league in Asian football. So that would be a good test that I don't think the Whitecaps normally get to test themselves against. You think last year, and every time they go to Marbella, you're usually playing either MLS sides or you're playing European sides. So the fact that they were able to kind of extend that reach, and at the same time also extend the reach of their recruitment, because they're watching these teams.
Yeah. Axel Schuster and his team like to scout players from everywhere, and the Asian market is a hotbed right now, given how good teams like Japan and Korea are, and they have good youth setups.
Absolutely.
So, some news yesterday, unfortunate news. Ryan Gauld undergoes successful arthroscopic debridement procedure on his left knee in Austria, and he'll be out until April, to say the least.
Arthroscopic debridement just sounds painful.
It's
basically scraping everything out so that the healthy tissue can grow back in. So it's, as far as I understand it, it's removing a lot of the scar tissue. It just sounds painful. But you know what? I'm happy that they have decided to go this route, especially because, Gauldy's got to think about his life after football as well, right? And you got to take care of yourself. So I'm happy this is getting done. I wish it was done a little bit earlier.
I wish it was.
Obviously. But if they're expecting him back for April, it's nice to have a timeline, which we didn't really have last year. We didn't.
Yeah, where it's like, couple weeks, couple months, maybe in another month.
That's what we got last year. Was just because the healing process was kind of weird. Again, probably another reason why they've decided to go this route. This was a route that was decided in conjunction with medical staff, that they decided
last year
would be the best for Gauld. And you and I, we both wish him well in a speedy recovery.
Yeah, our good friend Edgar from the News Across the Galaxy podcast, he replied to me saying that he has had this exact surgery done before. Okay. It takes about that long to recover, but a small area of your patella remains numb permanently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, it just saying the words kind of makes me quiver.
Yeah. At least they got this done. I wish it was done earlier, and it kind of explains why Gold wasn't fully up to speed when he did return last
Exactly. Like
offseason.
we were using him as a super sub more than anything else. To his credit, I mean, he was fantastic when he came on, but you don't want to use a DP that way, and you don't want to use someone like Ryan Gauld, which has been the face of this club since he arrived.
Yeah, well, until a certain German guy also arrived too.
Oh yeah, there's that guy too.
Yeah, but it sucks, but at least we get some clarity on this.
Yes.
It's not like a couple
about,
of weeks away and a couple of weeks away.
I think that's a good way of putting it. Having the clarity on his situation kind of allows everyone to breathe a little bit. Okay, we've got a timeline. Now, what do we do in the meantime? Yeah. And they have been doing some things in the meantime.
Yeah.
A couple of players look like they could be expected to join. The first one is 21-year-old Ecuadorian winger Bruno Caicedo from Barcelona SC in Ecuador.
Not Barcelona from Spain, people. No. Barcelona SC in Ecuador. There's another team called Barcelona. Kind of like how there's another team called Liverpool, but they're in Uruguay. But this Barcelona is in Ecuador. And yes, another Caicedo. Don't think he's related to Diber or Moises or whoever.
I think it's just one of those names, right? It's like
Dembele. Caicedo is the new Dembele. Yeah, so Bruno Caicedo, 21 years old. Caleb Wilkins put out the chart. Not that great, but given this team's recruitment strategy lately, might as well take a punt because the track record has been pretty good. And Bruno Caicedo is someone that is expected to grow even more since he's just 21. And given Barcelona SC's fans' reaction to this, they're not happy to see him go.
Yeah.
And I saw a clip from Ecuadorian TV, I believe. They could not believe Bruno Caicedo is going for a low-ish fee.
Well, apparently this is a guy that had rumored bids from Europe.
Yeah.
But he felt that the best move for his career, in where he would get game time kind of right out of the gate, was a move up to MLS. Now, the way I see this is still like exactly you said. It's an individual that's got a huge ceiling. We don't even know what that ceiling is yet. And I see him kind of pairing underneath Kenji Cabrera. Cabrera, I think, is going to be the guy that gets a lot of minutes on that left-hand side right now with Ahmed and Nelson, off to different pastures. Having someone like Caicedo come in gives you that breathing room where you're not taxing a Kenji Cabrera.
Yeah, Bruno Caicedo is naturally the right winger. And and I'm reading the quote now from the Ecuadorian television channel. They're practically giving away Caicedo away. $1.5 million is nothing for a player like that.
Yeah.
So that goes to show this kid has potential. And by the way, the last time the Whitecaps signed an Ecuadorian young winger, it turned out pretty well.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Other player that they're looking at right now is Azil Jackson from Polish club Jagiellona Białystok, I believe. Again, one of the top teams in the was it the Ekstraklasa?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's the top league in Poland. Now, this is a player with MLS experience. I believe he played for the Columbus Crew back in the day.
St. Louis.
He's American national. He has actually been capped once by the U.S. men's national team. 25 years old, coming back. It looks like it's going to be a loan with the option to buy.
I feel like this is gold cover, and if he does well,
23 years old.
And if he doesn't, no loss. It's a bit concerning that he's been passed around a lot, but this is another reclamation project from Axel.
People just need to find a home, right?
Yeah, if he does find a home here, great. If not, adios.
Yeah. You know what? They're not taking much of a hit on this. It's a loan.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a loan with an option.
And if I'm correct, the loan is 6 months.
I feel like that's what's been thrown around.
Because it would go to the end of the Polish season.
Yeah.
And then at that point, you make the decision in the summer. So honestly, it's not a bad hit. It doesn't count as an international roster spot.
Because it's a loan,
Nice little move.
Yeah, and this reminds me of the Daniel Rios loan last year. And You all know how that turned out.
Well,
Yeah, he is 25. Played for Minnesota too.
Minnesota as well. There you go. I knew Columbus, but
Yeah, and St. Louis. So yeah, he's been well traveled.
Yeah, he's a young career. He's bounced around a number of places.
Yeah, maybe this could be the home that he's been searching for. But looks like we have a player.
Let's think about another American player that came to the Whitecaps last year that has found a really good home in Emmanuel Sabi.
Yeah,
right.
Maybe it could be something like that. But a player could be on his way out, and this is someone who's only played 2 games for the Whitecaps due to injuries. Jodrick Poupe has been linked to a move to Kortrijk in the Belgian second division, but it seems he rejected them because there is interest from St. Truden in the first division, who are second in that league.
There is an odd man out when you look at center back right now. If you've got Veselinovic, Priso, Blackman, Schonlau, right?
Right.
You've also brought up a couple of players from Whitecaps too that have now signed to top contracts that I believe I'm trying to remember the one guy's name. Starts with a G, but it's really, really long.
Yeah, it's a very
more
Russian
of a left
name.
back, but I think he can do cover in the middle, which for a young kid, it's good to get him minutes where you can. Poupe wants to play. I get it. And if he can get back to the Belgian top division, again, the team that he had just been with in Belgium had gotten promoted to the top division. So, I'm guessing that he's a guy that kind of sees that as his natural spot. Kind of sucks that he's the odd man out. I would have liked to have seen more from him, especially because he is a taller guy on that back line. He's also younger than Schonlau, so I think that there was more years that you could have potentially gotten out of him. We'll have to wait and see. Right now, there's nothing going on.
Yeah. It looks like the deal's quietly being worked on, right, as we speak. And it seems like the best move, given the logjam the Whitecaps have at center back. And Poupe needs the minutes.
Although we say that now, logjam at center back. If this is anything like last year, we're going to want 17 center backs on our club.
Yeah, and there's no guarantee Ranko Veselinovic is healthy enough to start the season yet.
Yeah, he's still working his way through his.
But the pictures and videos of him in training.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, he's training with the first team, so that is a good sign. So yeah, Whitecaps are quietly making moves, and I'm just looking about AZ Jackson. It feels like it's another Nelson type move, not just the hair, but I'm reading that now that the profile is very similar.
And maybe that's just the thing. And he's a few years, 2 years older than Nelson, I believe.
Yeah.
You know what? This was my one criticism way back in the day of someone even like Kakuta Mane, whereas your feet seem faster than your brain.
Yeah, that's what's being thrown around about Azeel Jackson.
Right? And if you can just match those two, oh man, you've got a gem. But it's a matter of, and the maturity has to catch up with that. He is at that age where it might start clicking, but he needs a home. He needs consistency. Let's see if he gets that here.
Yeah, and Bruno Caicedo, high potential player, could be another Pedro Vite. Who knows?
I'm looking at him to see if he might surprise us like a Kenji Cabrera. Cabrera didn't have that many minutes last year, but what
he did.
Minutes he had, he was impressive. And I think he's going to get a lot more this year.
Yeah, and 2 South American young wingers. That's, something to watch.
Yep.
And 2 players with potential. Kenji Cabrera has already been capped for his national team. So
he has. That's true.
Yeah, that goes to show that. And that's the Whitecaps. Sticking with MLS in Canada, Canadian international Columbus Crew forward Jason Russell Rowe, according to Tom Bogert, has been linked to Toulouse in Ligue 1. The bid has started at $2 million plus add-ons, and that would be huge for him and the Canadian program.
Honestly, for me, this one kind of came out of nowhere. Toulouse is doing decent in Ligue 1. They're currently 8th out of 18. You got to think they're only they're only 2 points out of a European Europa Conference spot for next year.
Yeah. Yeah, Russell
More
Rowe.
Canadians that get to test themselves like this, I'm all for it. I didn't see this coming, but good on him.
I didn't see it coming like now, but maybe I was thinking maybe like in the summer if he was called up for the World Cup. 9 goals last year with the crew.
I mean, you got to think a club like Toulouse, $2 million is. It's what you find in the cushions.
Quietly, yeah, he hasn't been called up for Canada as much, but he's been quietly good for Columbus.
Yeah, he's been a guy on the fringe. This could be that move that if he starts to show himself in the latter half of Ligue 1's season, it makes the difference between a World Cup nod or not.
I mean, 9 goals and 2 assists in 2,000 minutes last year for the crew. Pacey, he can score. Pretty good.
Yeah.
And this is a guy fighting for a World Cup spot.
Yeah,
this could be the move that could help. Right now. Yeah, elevate him to that.
Yeah. This is a move, and I'm looking at it. This is a move that could elevate you over someone like a Liam Miller.
Yeah, or Kyle Larin, who, by the way, is rumored to leave Feyenoord.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, things have not been going well for him.
Yeah, he's definitely on the downswing of his career. I mean, obviously, he's in his early 30s, and he's a striker, so that tends to happen a little bit earlier than, say, a defender or a goalkeeper. But, yeah, he's had a bit of a hard road the past year.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe Kyle Larin move back to MLS, maybe could be in the cards.
I wouldn't discount it.
Yeah, it's just over the past year or so. It's been on the downswing for club and country for Larin.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
We got to talk about Ali Ahmed.
Yep, former Whitecap, doing really well in Norwich. 2 goals and 2 assists in 3 games. And last game against league leaders Coventry, the game-winning goal and an assist.
Yeah. Coventry got a little bit spicy towards the end of that match, pushing and
shoving. Yeah, Coventry have not been they've been struggling as of late.
Yeah, they've only won 2 of their last 5. But Norwich City now, since Ali Ahmed came, Philip Clement, who's now managing the club, 3 wins.
3 wins, and
also 2 of those wins are against top teams because their other one, West Brom, they leapfrogged, but also Wrexham,
where he made his debut and got an assist.
Yeah, it's so funny because you look at Norwich City fans and all their like relegation battle. This is horrible. What's going on? 3 wins. Now they're like, there's still a possible 50-some points. Can we sneak into that playoff?
Possibly, and
11 points out of the playoff. It is actually a tight championship table, but
it is.
You got a ways to go.
Yeah, we got like less than half a season to go, but good for Ali Ahmed. Like, waste no time making an impact with Norwich City. Norwich fans are seeing, the player we saw here in Vancouver, and we see with Canada, and yeah, this is his starting spot to lose.
I'm so happy that he's hit the ground running.
Yeah, I thought it would take him time, but
we knew it was coming. We knew it was coming this transfer window. It was just a matter of where and when. I'm happy he's hit the ground running.
Yeah, very happy as well. And we got some breaking Vancouver Rise news. They have signed Colombian international Camila Reyes, a hardworking and tenacious midfielder, is excellent at controlling the ball and very creative as well. Sounds like she is the Samantha Chang replacement.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I just got the notification. 23 years old, joined from the mayor in the Colombian League.
I see it here too, yeah. 21 goals in 63 appearances. Wow. 8 caps already with Colombia as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, sneakily, that sounds like a very good signing. Especially, it sounds like a midfielder that plays higher up, exactly like you said, Samantha Chang.
Yeah. Who is obviously now with AFC Toronto. So the Vancouver Rise are also making moves. Yeah, and this just came like seconds ago. So this is breaking news. And yeah, they just tweeted out the signing. So it is official. So welcome to Vancouver, Camilla Reyes, and let's see what she can do with the Rise. Um, Back to MLS, a big move.
Yeah.
Joao Klaus, the striker who's apparently in his late 20s, who looks way older than that, or might be in his 30 now, has signed with LA Galaxy from St. Louis City in a cash for player deal worth $2.375 million. LA Galaxy needed a striker, and they got him.
Galaxy's made some big moves.
Yeah, I mean, after the season they had last year, they needed some big moves.
Yeah. The West.
Yeah, he will be a DP, Joao Klaus. So there's that.
The thing with parity leagues like this is a team. Excuse me. Excuse me. Teams that were kind of on the bottom, you can completely change from one year to another. It's not like it takes a long time to, change your fortunes. There's huge swings in MLS, and we see that all the time. Don't discount the Galaxy this year. They're going to come out with a chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, and Joveljic. No, Klaus is the Galaxy did replace Dejan Joveljic last year, and they finally did.
Yeah,
and he is going to be a key piece into the resurgence of LA Galaxy, especially with Peck and Paintsel. And also, this is just came out of nowhere as well. Chicho Arango has left the San Jose Earthquakes for personal reasons. He has signed for an Atlético Nacional in Colombia, his club since 2021. He did sign a contract extension with San Jose a few weeks ago, and now he's gone. Huh.
I'm not really surprised. This I think there's an attitude thing.
Yeah, I'm reading that there's character issues.
Yeah. Obviously, a club like San Jose doesn't want to lose an asset like that. Maybe signing him to the extension allowed them to make him a bit more tradable in terms of getting something in return. I think this was always in the cards.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently they've lost Espinoza and Joseph Martinez. So the Earthquakes have lost 44 goal contributions in a single offseason.
Yikes.
Yeah, remember the way they lost Espinoza? We forgot to trigger the option.
Yeah.
Now he's in Nashville.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so San Jose is not looking good right now in terms of their attack. And given Arango's, personal history, apparently he left RSL due to character issues as well. Yeah, it has to. If you don't want this kind of character in your dressing room, you might as well get rid. But the attack lost 3 big pieces. Not good.
San Jose always seems to be the club that is on the cusp of trying to get there, and then they shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, like the Espinoza thing. Like last year, it looked like they didn't make the playoffs, but it looked more promising than the year before.
Yeah, that's true.
They got the attack, but the defense. Now it's more or less in reverse.
It's Bruce Arena that's there, right?
Yeah, he's a coach and GM.
Yeah, so
I wonder what Bruce is doing.
It kind of stops with him.
Yeah, I mean, there's still time to sign some players, but time's ticking.
Yep.
All right, back to Canada. The CPL has unveiled a new logo for their league and created custom logos for each team to be worn, I believe, on the sleeve or whatever. For reasons, let's bring it up here. Hey, wrong button. Looks more Canadian, I'll say that. I like the old logo, but the new one isn't that bad. I think it'll grow on me.
I don't mind it. I don't mind the old one. I'm just thinking that with all the problems the CPL has, was a new logo really the solution you wanted?
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
you got other
that's
problems,
what I was thinking.
Right?
Right. Especially with the way they lost Valor.
Yeah,
And the whole
I
thing with
mean,
TV stuff.
don't get me wrong. It's a nice logo. I just don't. My question is, what was the necessity?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a rebrand was the least of their problems, but
Yeah.
it's a nice logo, I guess. Yeah, I think this will grow on me, and then each team apparently had their like own custom badge or whatever
It's
with their
basically
own
that
colors.
logo, but in the team's colors. It's
Yeah, I'm trying to find it, but CPL, I think they had bigger issues to worry about.
yeah. One thing when it comes to Canadian soccer that did happen is we finally have a league.
We've talked about this quite a
team
bit
with the
over the
Prairies.
years.
Yeah, this is something that we've been waiting a long time. I think they're going to be called the Prairies Premier League. So they kind of changed
That's
the
a great name.
from what we normally see would be like L1 Prairies, whatnot.
But
Covers
yeah, that's actually
Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Northern Ontario. There's going to be 7 clubs involved right now. 3 in Manitoba. You have FC Manitoba, Bonnevital Flames, and Louisiana FC. Northern Ontario would be Thunder Bay Chill. And in Saskatchewan, you'll have Regina's QC United, Saskatchewan Excel program, which is in Saskatoon. And I believe also in Saskatoon, the Forza Soccer Academy.
yeah.
One of the big knocks when this got announced and how long it took was that they couldn't find clubs. Finding 7 clubs is a good number.
Yeah, they found 7. That's good.
Yeah, that's a good number to grow from. And I think this is really important, especially now because Valor folded. So now you at least still have semi-pro soccer in a place that had just lost a CPL club.
Yeah, at least soccer. There's some soccer for fans to watch. Also, these are academies for players to develop. It's good for the Prairies. It doesn't fully make up for the loss of Valor, but it's something.
It's something.
And this is something that can grow.
We just need an L1 Atlantic now.
Yeah, we have League One BC as well. That's actually done pretty well.
Yeah.
So
they're holding on by a thread. They're heavily subsidized. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but it's done well for the most part.
Yeah.
But yeah, welcome to these clubs and more growth for soccer in this country. All right, moving over to Europe. So last week, Chelsea beat Paphos in the Champions League. It was slow and boring, especially to start. Sideways and backwards, sideways and backwards, sideways and backwards, not forwards. D was leaky, but in the second half, Esteval comes on and pretty much changes the game. You know it's bad when an 18-year-old is your best winger.
Ouch.
Yeah, and that's how bad the wings have been. But Pedro Neto got the assist on the only goal of the game from the corner kick. Thanks to the header from Moises Caicedo. Continues to be one of the best midfielders in the world, and he can score too. They won, but they was poor, but at least they won. So I guess that's that. Much better over the weekend against Crystal Palace, who, I know it's Crystal Palace. They lost Gay, and Mateta's on one foot out the door, and so is Glasner. But much, much better. Chelsea were more fluid. They were more direct. And guess who makes a big impact? Esteval again. He scores the first goal where he takes Reece James's long ball. And then he's involved in the João Pedro goal. João Pedro waits, and then he shoots and beats Dean Henderson. And this is a guy who's been taking heat lately, but he's heating up. This season, he has 8 goals and 3 assists. And that is more goals and assists, or goal contributions, than any Premier League summer signing.
Wow.
Which is crazy. That's more than Gyökeres and more than Edikike, obviously more than Isak.
Yeah.
So João Pedro's quietly having a good season. It's just a consistency. And the hesitance to shoot. Just needs to shoot more. Because this guy can score goals. And then Enzo Fernandez scores a late penalty, even though Chelsea gave up a late goal off a corner. Despite being up by a man. A 3-1 win is nothing to be upset about. And should mention that Andre Santos in the midfield look very good. And hopefully he gets to start today. Him and Esteval get to start today against Napoli. Which Chelsea need to win to guarantee a place in the top 8 at least. And Napoli's fighting for a playoff spot, I believe. Unfortunately, 2 Chelsea fans in Naples are in hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, thankfully, because a bunch of Napoli ultras attacked them with knives while they were just at a pub enjoying a beer.
You hear this a lot in Italy, I hate to say it.
Yeah. Crime in Italy has gone up.
Ultras is crazy, right?
Yeah, not just from native Italians, but migrants. Well, that's another story for another day, but yeah, I hope these fans are recovering well. No, but this shouldn't happen. They were just chilling at a pub, and then a bunch of Napoli fans attacked them. Like, come on, it's just football. It's not that deep. No need to stab someone over this.
Yeah, the whole ultra culture is something. It's interesting to watch from a distance, almost like as a documentary, but it's so bizarre.
Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with ultra culture and like supporting your team, but attacking other fans just when you're chilling, that's just where it crosses the line. So, thankfully, these fans are recovering, and Chelsea play Napoli today. Jeremy Jocquet. Rennes don't want to sell until the summer now, and Chelsea refused to pay up. So they're battling Liverpool and Bayern Munich for his signature. So it looks like this won't be happening in the next few days. And midfield interest is cooled since Romeo Lavia is back in training, and please, for the love of God, can he actually play some games? Because I often forget this guy exists. Many Chelsea fans forget this guy exists because he's been injured more than he's actually played football. So can he at least play 5 games in a row? Because he actually has talent. So Douglas Luiz rejoined Aston Villa despite Chelsea being interested in a 6-month loan. And there was like very small rumors that they could bring N'Golo Kante back on a loan, but I don't think that's happening. But if Lavia comes back and balls out, better stay fit. Because he's made of glass. Hopefully he has a Reece James-style redemption arc. And big news today. Chelsea's most expensive, well, not anymore, player on the wage bill, and the first signing under the Bowley Clear Lake era, Raheem Sterling is gone. His contract has been terminated as of a few hours ago, and he is now a free agent and can sign anywhere. And he wants to stay in London, so he could probably, join a Fulham or Crystal Palace or whatever. And he probably doesn't want to go to the Saudi Pro League, and he definitely won't go to MLS, even though I think he'd do well in MLS.
I don't see him going to Fulham. They just bought Oscar Bob out of Man City.
Which, of all places, that's where Oscar Bob goes. But he'll bowl out there. Maybe a Crystal Palace or any other, or West Ham. Yeah, the press release is very short. Just they contracted in by mutual agreement. We thank him for his contributions and wish him well.
Yeah. West Ham's got some money. They just sold Paqueta.
Yeah. So no Paqueta banger against Chelsea this weekend, who they were playing at Stamford Bridge. But Sterling is gone. Unfortunately, I know at the time I liked the signing because I thought he still had a few good years left in him. Fortunately, he was finished.
Yeah.
Just didn't work out whatsoever. And he'll be known for that free kick where he just skied it into like the upper deck of Stamford Bridge. And where he refused to pass to a wide open Cole Palmer against Wolves.
Yeah.
And messed up the attack. So yeah, good riddance, I guess, to Raheem Sterling. And yeah, hopefully Chelsea get back on track as Liam Senior has 4 wins out of his first 5 Chelsea matches. Not bad. As for Tottenham, Thomas Frank,
it's the same.
Only a matter of time. Yeah.
And draw against Burnley, 2-2.
Yeah, Burnley.
It hasn't stopped the booze coming his way. Honestly, when you take a look at their last few games in the Premier League, when it was like Crystal Palace, Brentford, Sunderland, Bournemouth, Aston Villa, good team, but like West Ham, Burnley, I think they've taken 2 points out of a possible 15 from that when it really should have been a lot more. Especially when
they
you
be
look
dormant.
Their schedule coming up on the weekend, Man City, then Man United, then Newcastle, then Arsenal. Like it's looking very precarious for Spurs right now. Koulibaly was involved in a bit of a car incident. Apparently it wasn't that bad. Took a bit of a hit. Odegaard actually was behind him, pulled over to make sure that he was okay. I think it was just players on their way to training. But he's fine. Everything's okay. And it's in the kind of recent hours. It's been talked about for a few days, but it sounds like it's finally happening. His loan has now been canceled, and it looks like he's heading over to Juventus.
Okay, yeah, just never really.
No, never really peaked. You got to think this guy was brought. Yes, he had injury problems, but as a striker, he hasn't done anything. I mean, Richarlison is the number 1 goal scorer on Spurs this year, and then tied for second is Romero and Van de Ven.
Defenders.
Your defenders, right? Both of them who had both goals in the Burnley match. I don't know what to tell you there. The potential replacement for Koulibaly, they're looking at Crystal Palace striker Mateta, Jean-Philippe Mateta. He's a name that's been passed around, but very early days. I should say early days, but this transfer window is done in a few days too. So they got to figure out something here potentially very quickly. Left back has been a position where they have been looking for a lot of players. Destiny Udogie has spent a lot of time injured this year. Jed Spence has been playing over in that role, but he's a right back. On top of that, Pedro Porro is now out injured, so it looks like Spence will probably be going over there. They need that cover. Andy Robertson was the name that had been thrown out for a while with Liverpool. It looked like it was going to be a quick deal, £2 million. Then it looked like Liverpool wanted $5 million. That didn't seem to be a problem. But now it seems like Liverpool has their own depth issues at that position and have canceled any potential deal. So they've turned their attention to Wolves left back Hugo Bueno. Several clubs are interested in this player. It does look like this player is probably going to be leaving anyway, whether now
since they're
summer
just
because
relegated.
Wolves are going to get relegated. £20 million deal potential if Spurs can get it done in January. Definitely, that's what they want to do. They're also coming back to a center back that was wanted back in the Ange Postecoglou days. Napoli center back Alessandro Buongiorno. I'm probably butchering that name. Italian center backs. I mean, there's been a number of center backs out of Italy that I've been really high on over the past number of years. Possibly 45 million euros. I'm wondering if this might be because Dragusin is still got that interest from Roma. Could be a one in, one out sort of a thing. And the other interesting news that came out today is the chairman for Galatasaray is apparently in London right now, speaking with Spurs hierarchy about a deal potentially for Yves Bissouma. Get it done.
Yeah, because this guy just needs to leave.
He hasn't played a single minute. There's nothing
very
really
problematic too.
Yeah, just get it done. Spurs could cement their Champions League spot today with a win or draw against Eintracht Frankfurt. But the weird thing about Spurs is they could be one of those weird clubs that could do very well in the Champions League.
But in the league, look like we in a
we
relegation.
have to have this conversation, especially like when I just mentioned their next 4 games. Are Spurs in a relegation battle? They're in 14th right now with 28 points.
Yeah.
West Ham is in 18th at 20 points. 8-point difference. But you take a look at these next 4 games Spurs have. I don't know.
It'll be very Spursy to beat Man City but draw to Burnley.
I know, right? And over the years, Spurs have had Man City's number. So we'll have to wait and see. But right now, this is not looking good. Oh, and the other move that looks like it is happening, the loan for Klinsky to West Ham does look like it is happening. So, but it doesn't look like they're doing the like for like goalie swap that had been initially reported.
Oh.
Yeah, this could be a very difficult next 4 weeks for Spurs. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Well, your team's still floundering. Mine hopefully has things figured out for the moment.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Let's go to Russia. Former Spain manager Robert Moreno has been sacked by FC Sochi after it was discovered he was using ChatGPT for training sessions, tactical planning, transfers, plus some other bizarre ideas, including plans to keep players awake for 28 hours for some reason.
Yeah. You managed one of the top national sides in the world. What are you doing?
Why are you using ChatGPT?
You know what? Maybe I can understand if there was a language barrier and you were using it for translation, but to come up with entire plans, yeah, it's absolutely a sackable offense.
Yeah, for my work, I use ChatGPT, but not everything.
Yeah, and I try to stay away from it as much as possible.
I work in AI, so
yeah. But yeah, this one blows my mind.
Yeah, this is like the most bizarre story of the year so far. And by the way, I do use ChatGPT for my EAFC career mode. By the way, mainly, and I don't agree with everything. Like, oh, it said you should sign this player. He's already at a different club.
Yeah, there you go.
The only signing that has worked for my Chelsea save is Kim Min-jae. That's the only signing I took ChatGPT's advice on. By the way, Chelsea have been linked to Kim Min-jae in real life, and unfortunately, Kim Min-jae in real life isn't good as his video game counterpart. But back to the story. Well, for tactics, really, you're a manager who's been in football his entire life and using a robot for tactics.
Yeah.
And where does this 28-hour, not sleeping for 28 hours come from? Like, these are athletes. They need rest.
I know, right? Yeah, it's such a bizarre story that it's one of those ones that you got to think, you get one source and you're like, I got to check this out because this seems like an AI generated story that's complete BS. And then
yeah, but it's not because every source is
multiple sources
reporting it. Yeah, people are saying, "Oh, it's false." Nope, this is actually legit.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yep. So, one last thing here. Unfortunately, with the political unrest going in the United States right now, there's been calls for more boycotts for the World Cup, including Spain and Germany, definitely.
Spain and Germany have been the two that have been the most vocal about it. Spain, we haven't really heard a lot from in the past little while.
Germany, especially.
Germany has definitely stepped up. Now, the president of the German Football Association, Bernd Neuendorf, has dismissed it. But you're starting to get the individual who's the club president for the Bundesliga talking about it. Individual clubs, Oleg Gartlich of St. Pauli has said it's at least time to discuss it. The one interesting thing is the one guy from that's kind of head of the Bundesliga said his comparison is looking at present day to the Olympics 1980 of Moscow or the Olympics 1984 of Los Angeles. How the Americans boycotted Moscow, the
Soviets boycotted LA.
By the way, saying that those were boycotted because of the potential of something to happen.
Yeah.
What's happening now is beyond potential.
It's
actually happening. And so that was the case that he was trying to make.
This also has to do with not just with the ICE thing, but Trump's President Trump's, Greenland manifesto or whatever you want to call it.
It has to do with Greenland. It has to do with Venezuela. It has to do with him talking about invading Mexico and Colombia. It has to do with his bombing of Nigeria. I mean, it's you name it. Just put him in a hat and pick one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say my political thoughts on this, but
I don't think you're going to see a wholesale boycott. That's not going to happen. It's not the massive amount of organization to get that done. You might see individual countries. You might see individual countries take a stand. I don't know. I don't know who those countries will be. You also got to think that there are a number of countries where, while their athletes and coaches are allowed in the country, their citizens are not. They might decide, you know what, we probably don't have a chance anyway. We can use this to make a statement. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see maybe one or two countries.
I think it'll be that way.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Sepp Blatter, the former FIFA president, has chimed in and he said, "Stay away from the USA." You know, it's dire when Sepp Blatter is making sense.
I think Sepp Blatter just wants his name in the media.
And of course, there's been rumors that ICE could be at the World Cup games, and since ICE will be at the upcoming Super Bowl, is that really necessary? Like, these are visitors, not illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
And illegal immigrants don't have money to spend $20K on World Cup tickets.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's one of those situations where we're not going to know what the answer is until it actually happens. And that's kind of a bit of a scary thought, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, I don't really think a massive boycott will happen, but there could be something. And of course, there are people up here in Canada who would say, "Oh, why can't Canada get more games?" Well, it's too late to kind of change things. I wish that was the case.
Philippe Diallo of the French football situation said it's also a situation that France is taking increased interest in, but right now they said at this point, there's no question of a boycott. So nothing from France.
Yeah.
So that's but three big countries: Spain, France,
massive countries,
and now Germany.
Yeah, we'll see where this goes because less than 6 months until the big tournament begins, and FIFA and controversies are synonymous, but yeah, we'll see. So that'll conclude this week's episode. Hope you enjoyed it. Tell us what we're doing right. Tell us what we're doing wrong. Follow me on Twitter, JoshuaRay00, Nathan at Enduric, podcast at Terminal City FC. We're also on Blue Sky as well. Me, Nathan, and the Terminal City FC podcast. You can look at us up there if you're sick of X. On Instagram as well for videos. Our YouTube channel as well. Check out the rest of Area 51 Sportsnet as well for the other podcasts talking about the Canucks, WHL, other things, articles. Jordan, she has written something on the Vancouver Golden Eyes since they're at the halfway of their point of their season. Check out the WHL coverage and Jaden's Seahawks coverage. Go Hawks during the Super Bowl. Any other Whitecaps Canada move we'll write about. I think I'll do a deep dive on Caicedo once that's official.
Nice.
It's only a matter of time. So could be later today, tomorrow.
The other thing that just came out, for those of you that don't have Apple, obviously you can watch MLS games just on regular Apple. You don't need the season pass anymore. Yep. But TSN has just released their Whitecap schedule for the season. So you can
I will take
plan
that
your time with them as well.
Yeah. I will, for the first time in my life, I will get an Apple TV subscription. And I will also get to watch the shows and movies that Apple provides.
Check it out. Sila.
That I might check out.
Yeah.
Anyway, that concludes this week's episode. Peace out.
Take care.